Okay, Daywatch. I was a huge fan of Nightwatch. So when I finally got to see Daywatch, I know I'm like 5 years late. I was like, alright, great. Most people have said Nightwatch is like the best one out of the series. So I was like, you know what? I'll give Daywatch a shot. If you've never seen Nightwatch, you will have no idea what is going on in Daywatch. It essentially begins with them discussing about the Chalk of Fate. It doesn't allow you to control the fates of other things, it's primarily allow you to control the fate of yourself. So you need to find spots in your life when things begin to drastically change and alter the course of your personal destiny and how that affects everything else. Yes, that is very, very, very complicated. So you still have Anton. Anton is still kind of, I'll say, less than thrilled by the fact that his son, Yegor, is now one of the Dark Ones, and is one of the more powerful Dark Ones. Anton, gets paired up with a very powerful Light One who actually go in the second layer of the Gloom. Which is actually fairly interesting. You would actually do this. She's a very, very powerful witch. They do actually end up framing Anton for a murder. So of course they do what everyone would do. They actually switch his body with somebody else's. So someone else being Anton and someone else. Yeah, so Anton is now in someone else's body, and that person is now in Anton's body. So essentially you get to see a woman acting out all of Anton's mannerisms, you know, smoking, the way he walks, all of that. Pretty interesting stuff to be done, especially when he reveals to his partner, oh hey, the woman you've been talking to is actually me, Anton. Okay. Okay. Different. While it's going on, the Dark Ones are actually trying to essentially reignite the war between the Dark Ones and the Light Ones. And when the war is actually ignited, it's really bizarre. It's done through essentially what looks like an ornament on a string that essentially begins to expand and make multiple ornaments, which then begin to tear through walls, destroy lots of things, and then come back. Kind of like the first Nightwatch, kind of like Nightwatch, there's a lot going on in this movie. And for being 2.5 hours, it is a solid 2.5 hours. The only problem is that while in the first one, well, during Nightwatch, they had all these moments where it really seemed to, you know, get up to speed and lots of things were going on. This one, the characters have pretty much been established in the first one, pretty much been established in Nightwatch, and there's just a few new characters in Daywatch that really don't have a lot going on. I did think the chalk was interesting, you know, especially when they find the chalk. That was done very well. And the initial scene where they're discussing about the battle for the person to get the chalk and how he finds his way through the impenetrable maze was great. It was like, think about like power leveling, and that was done really well. All in all, the ending, I could see the ending kind of has that Deus Ex Machina feeling to it, but all in all, it worked out fairly well. If you're a fan of Nightwatch, go into watching Daywatch with a little bit lower expectation. You know, it's not a horrible sequel by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not as good as the original.